List of headings or matching headings is one of the most dreaded question types. And the reason for that is that you need to understand the gist or the main point of every paragraph to be able to identify which heading would be correct for it, which means it involves reading more content than you would for most other question types. If list of headings is one of the question types given, then the passage is divided into paragraphs or sections and they are labeled A, B, C and so on. If it is divided into sections, it means each section could have one or more paragraphs. So when you have to identify a heading for a section, you need to take into account all the paragraphs of that section. This is important to keep in mind because if you choose a heading based on only one paragraph of a section, obviously it could be incorrect. In the case of pen and paper IELTS, these paragraphs or sections are labeled A, B, C and so on. And the list of headings that you're given are labeled as Roman numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on. You need to write the correct Roman number in your answer sheet as your answer. In the case of computer-delivered IELTS, there is a blank space above each paragraph or section, and on the right, the list of headings is there. You need to drag and drop the correct heading on top of each paragraph or section. So how do we approach this question? One way is that you could read all the headings first and then start going through the passage. That is not what I would recommend. What I recommend is that you get the gist of first paragraph, then go through the headings trying to figure out the correct heading. Something which is very useful in list of headings is the method of elimination. It is exactly what we do in multiple choice questions as well. Once you get the gist of a paragraph, as you're trying to identify the correct heading for that paragraph, keep crossing out any headings that you're sure cannot be the heading of that paragraph. So you narrow down your options, the chances of making a mistake reduce, and you save time as well. Let's look at a couple of examples now. From the heading of the passage, I can see that the passage is about some pyramid. The first thing I'm going to do is try to get the gist of the first paragraph. To do so, I start reading the first sentence. Wherever the sentence starts making sense, wherever I'm able to understand what the sentence is saying, I start skipping parts of the sentence. Then I start reading the next sentence and keep doing the same. On your screen, you can see the paragraph and parts of it are in bold. These are the parts that I focused on while trying to get the gist of the paragraph. The first sentence here tells me that pyramids from Egypt are famous. The second sentence mentions that there are some other cultures which also built pyramids. But still, the pyramids of Egypt are more famous. The third sentence mentions that how the pyramids evolved is something that people have written about, have argued about for centuries. And the last sentence, the fourth sentence, says that there may be argument about how pyramids evolved overall in the world, but in Egypt, it is known that pyramids started with this pyramid, the step pyramid of Djoser. This is the information we have from the four sentences. Now we start looking at the headings. As we go through the headings, we start eliminating or crossing out the headings we know for sure cannot be the heading to this one. So I start going through one heading at a time. Of all the headings that we have here, the only two possible options for this one could be 4th and 9th. Let's look at these two closely. The 9th one says the answers to some unexpected questions. If I focus on the word question in the heading, I see that there is a word question in the paragraph as well. But there is no unexpected question being asked here. And this phrase, there is no question that, actually means that there is no confusion about something, or that it is confirmed or it is a certainty. So actually in this case, this refers to the 4th heading which says a single certainty among other less definite facts. So the less definite facts are things that are argued about for centuries. And the single certainty is there is no question that. So the answer to this one is fourth. Similarly, we move on to the next one. We focus on the important parts of each sentence. We try to avoid focusing on names or examples. The important parts of the paragraph are on your screen in bold. Having read these, I again go back to the headings and start going through them. As I go through the headings, I keep eliminating or crossing out the ones which I am sure cannot be the answer to paragraph B. In this case, the only two headings I'm confused about are the fifth one and the seventh one. And as I look closely, I realize the answer is the seventh one. In the description of this video, find the link to another video in which all of these questions are discussed in detail. Knowing the question types helps you decide which questions to do first and know the right technique for each question type. Basically, it helps you find answers quickly and correctly. All the different methods of solving these question types that I've recommended in this video are just that, recommendations and suggestions. Obviously, your target is to find the answer. Practice a lot. See what method works the best for you. But certainly, knowing each question type well helps you identify that method for yourself. Most importantly, you need this knowledge of different question types to figure out which question type to do first. And finally, practice is crucial. However, just do not practice one test after another without pausing to understand why you made the mistakes that you did. So do a practice test, correct it, go back and figure out why you made every single mistake, and then move on to the next one. Just doing a lot of practice tests, one after another, may not help you improve your reading score. That's it for now. Hope this helped you. All the very best.